Hi, it's Jeff Ondash, and welcome to another edition of Out and About. You know, one of the really neat things for me doing this show is that I get to go out and explore so many things that I have never seen before, so many little hidden gems. We all know about Mill Creek Park and some of the other beautiful wonders that we have here in the Mahoning Valley, but there are so many great little new things popping up. Like where we're standing right now is called the Tyler History Center, and I'm here with Leann Rich. And this is only about 2 years old, but what a structure and what a thing that you are putting on here. This is incredible. The history of Youngstown is being not only the Youngstown area, but the Mahoning Valley, and it's being brought to us right before our eyes through all of these wonderful things. Leann, thanks so much for coming on today and telling us about the Tyler History Center.
It's my pleasure. Yeah, the Tyler History Center has been an ongoing project of the Mahoning Valley Historical Society since about 2008. We purchased the building and did a renovation of it. We're lucky this had great historical provenance already. It was the original home of the Good Humor ice cream bar that Harry Bird invented here in the 20s. And you know, he also started the ice cream trucks throughout the neighborhoods. Like he started with a little bicycle with a bell, and he'd take his products out to the street. So that tradition carries on now, you know, however many years later, almost 100 years later.
Just like the Isleys invented the Klondike bar too, which was right down the street that way.
Yeah, we've got a great ice cream history in this area. So we had this great historical building, and for years it was Ross Radio Company, and they sold, you know, parts for wholesalers, radio parts and TV parts. They only used the first floor as their retail, but then they used the upper floors just as storage. So all the historic fabric of the building was still here. So we were able to do a really nice renovation, maintain the original hardwood floors and the fixtures and things like that to make it a really charming building. And it's a great space now to display our collections that the Historical Society has been collecting since 1875.
Now, the Historical Society, you have the Arms Museum. Now, this is your second location, so we all know we've been to the Arms Museum. It's a wonderful place, especially at Christmas time. You do a wonderful job there. But what are the plans for this? What's going to make the Tyler History Center different from the Arms Museum?
We are going to take the history of the Mahoning Valley, and we're going to tell the story of the development, how over the years the pioneer settlers came here, Native Americans were here, how business and culture developed over time, and then arts and entertainment and everything like that. All of the artifacts that we have will be used to tell that story. The Arms Family Museum will transition into more of a decorative arts and crafts style architecture, keeping in tune with the house itself, you know, more of the historic home, and then those related artifacts. So we're really going to bring the overall history of the valley to the History Center here and have a wonderful new exhibit.
But it's not only that. You also have, in your usage of the upper floors, people come in and do lectures, and you can even rent out to certain groups to come in here and do whatever they like.
Yeah, we have a beautiful ballroom on the second floor. It seats about 150 people, 160 people for a dinner, like sit-down dinners. So we do our Historical Society fundraising events and different dinner events. You can rent it out for weddings and showers and graduation parties. We really want this building to be a community center with a history as its backdrop.
And especially as you come right over the bridge, you're the first one you come to right over on the right-hand side here. So what about hours of operation, and when could people come down and visit this?
We are open, regular hours are Tuesday through Sunday from noon to 4. And we also have our archives library here in the basement, which is Tuesday through Saturday from noon to 4. We are going to be closed. The exhibit is going to be closed for a little bit leading up to the grand opening in November. But you can come and feel free and tour around the museum. And the nice thing is our admission cost, you get the History Center and the Arms Family Museum in the same day for one price.
That's right. And if you've not seen the Arms Museum before, you really need to go and see it. It's amazing, the artifacts that you have in there, and just the architecture of the building and the history of it. The Historical Society has done a wonderful job in keeping that place to its original greatness, I guess you could say. But now as you look in here, I don't know how much of the camera's going to get it. I'm sure Greg's going to do some B-roll and stuff. I'm seeing things from the Civil War era, from Isley's, from Idora Park. And so you're going to take little bits and pieces of history and try to string that together and tell the story of the Mahoning Valley that way.
Right, we're going to use the people that were important in our area. Judge William Rayan, talk about schools and education in the valley. John Young, who was an early settler, how they came here from all over to purchase land. And then through the time with the iron industry, the steel industry, how that brought thousands and thousands of immigrants from all over the world here to work in the factories and work in the mills. How their stories are still here, and how they maintained their culture and their traditions, and how we still celebrate that today.
Just seeing some of the history in here with the boom mic from WFMJ and the old soapbox, some of the things that we don't have anymore, but seeing them again really just, it's a good feeling seeing that. And already I learned something. I didn't even know there was a man named Boardman, and that's how Boardman got their name. I didn't know that there was actually, I think his name was John Boardman, and he's the reason why we have Boardman, Ohio.
Yeah, you'll find a lot of cities and even Youngstown itself. John Young was the first person to purchase land, so it's Youngstown. And streets and buildings that all have names that you'll recognize, and then you'll see the stories behind all of those sort of landmarks that we see every day.
So where did the Isleys come from?
Actually, the Isleys came from Switzerland, and they brought over with them with a huge copper pot, which is right here. Massive. It's a cheese kettle, and they brought that with them when they immigrated here in the 1800s.
Can you imagine bringing that on a ship?
And
I'm sure you'll see it. It's like like the cauldron from some big witch's brewing place.
Yeah, and they made cheese with that, and it sat in the Isleys factory downtown here in the offices for a long time. And then the family, it moved around, and it ended up in Put-in-Bay at one of the Isley family's houses there in Put-in-Bay, and our director went up when they donated it to us. He took his truck, went to Put-in-Bay, and brought it back on the ferry. So it's a great story. It's well traveled.
I'm sure he needed a couple people to help him lift that thing. That thing looks a little bit, I'm guessing about 300-400 pounds.
Yeah, it's pretty heavy.
And that's just one of the things you're going to see. And this collection is just going to continue to grow. So if you come in May of next year and see it, then if you come back in September, I'm sure there's going to be a constant changing of the guard of all the items that you'll see.
Yeah, what's nice about the exhibit that in the design, the fixtures are kind of permanent, and sort of the overall topic is kind of a permanent exhibit, but we'll be able to change in and out different artifacts, different stories, periodically in the exhibit. And then our community history gallery in the Tyler History Center as well, that changes pretty much quarterly. We're going to keep a new exhibit coming into there. We invite other groups to bring their artifacts and their stories in to share. And when we open in November, it will be a collection from the Idora Park experience. So a lot of their pieces and mixed in with some of the Historical Society's pieces.
Jim Amy's done a wonderful job up there. That's an incredible thing that's a labor of love, because I know that's not something he does for profit, and he sunk a lot of his own money and just countless hours of time into putting that together. So let's give the hours again and how you can. Wait, no, one more thing I'd like to cover. If somebody has something in their collection at home that might have been grandma's or great-grandma's or whatever, and has some significance to do and has a story behind it, can they bring it here and put it on loan to you?
Yeah, that's how we get most of the things in our collection. It's all donations from the community. You would just need to call and talk with our curator and the manager of collections. She will, assess whether it's something we don't have in our collection already, whether it has connections to the Mahoning Valley, the story behind things like that. She's pretty judicious out of what she takes. I mean, we can't take everything, so we already have storage problems as it is. But if it's something that's significant, then yes, it's something that you could donate. And then, or if it's something that you want to hold on to for a little while longer, you could make provisions for it down the road, or give it to us on loan for a small period of time. So we do all of that.
All right, so it's the Tyler History Center. So if you want to come see the Arms Museum and the Tyler History Center in the same day, you're going to be in luck, because you could do that for one admission cost. So let's go over this one more time, Leann. The Arms and the Tyler.
Tuesday through Sunday from noon to 4. The re-grand opening of the exhibit will be Saturday, November 4th will be our grand opening to the public. And then Christmas opens right after that at the Arms, so it's going to be a really great, it's going to be a great month of November for us. Yep.
All righty, this is a wonderful place. So if you would thinking of doing something and you want something to do between the hours of
noon to 4, Tuesday through Sunday.
noon to 4, you're going to want to come down and check out the Tyler History Center. They've got a wonderful little gift shop here, but the building, what they've done in the renovations is incredible, and some of the artifacts are just absolutely, I just don't have a word for it. It's just really, really cool to see how the history was. I mean, we're going all the way back to the Civil War with some of the artifacts that you have here. So, and it's just amazing. I don't know where you got them from, but you're doing a wonderful job. So come down and check out the Tyler History Center, then go right up the street and check out the Arms Museum. Two wonderful places that'll bring back many, many cherished memories of your growing up and the time that you spent here in the Mahoning Valley, your parents, your grandparents when they came over here. It's a wonderful, wonderful two places to go and visit. So come on down to the Tyler History Center. Leann, thank you very much for sharing this with us. Good luck on your grand opening, and I'm sure it'll be wonderful for you. And that's going to do it for this edition of Out and About, and we'll see you again next month. You have a really great month. We'll see you later.